Solene sat on a weathered park bench, the weight of 100 deadlines pressing against her shoulders. Her coffee had long gone cold, and the vibrant world around her felt like a blurry background to her own exhaustion. She was 25, but her body felt decades older, stiff from hours at a desk and fueled by convenience rather than care. "Is this just what being an adult feels like?" she whispered to the wind. Across the path, a man with silver hair and a steady hand was tending to the flower beds, moving with a grace that Solene couldn't remember ever possessing. The man, Elias, looked up and smiled, sensing her heavy spirit. "The body is a garden, not a machine, Solene," he said softly, as if they had known each other for years. He handed her a bottle of cool water. "We start with the foundations, hydration and rest. Your brain is 80% water. When you starve it, you starve your clarity. And sleep isn't a luxury. It's the time your internal architect repairs the damage of the day. Aim for 7 to 9 hours, not because you have to, but because you deserve the restoration." Inspired by Elias's words, Solene began to change her mornings. Instead of reaching for her phone the moment her eyes opened, she reached for the sky. She learned that movement doesn't always mean a grueling gym session. It means joyful motion. She began taking 20-minute walks when the sun was low, feeling the blood pump through her legs and the fresh air clear the fog in her mind. Consistency beats intensity, she reminded herself, feeling the subtle strength returning to her stride. A few weeks later, Solene visited Elias at the community kitchen. He was surrounded by a rainbow of produce. "Eat the spectrum," Elias instructed, gesturing to the kale, peppers, and blueberries. "Focus on whole foods, things that grew from the earth or had a heartbeat. Your plate should be half vegetables, a quarter lean protein, and a quarter complex grains. Think of food as information you are giving your cells." Together they chopped and seasoned, the aroma of garlic and herbs filling the air. Despite her physical improvements, Solene's mind still raced with what-ifs and should-haves. She returned to the park to find Elias. He taught her the quiet 10 minutes of sitting in silence every day to observe her thoughts without judgment. "Mental health is the soil in which your physical health grows," he explained. Solene closed her eyes, focusing on the rise and fall of her chest. She learned that she didn't have to believe every stressed thought her brain produced. "The digital world is a loud neighbor," Elias remarked one evening as Solene checked a notification. He suggested a screen-free hour before bed. Solene began tucking her phone into a wooden box at 9 p.m. every night. In its place, she picked up a book or practiced a hobby. The blue light no longer tricked her brain into staying awake, and for the first time in years, she felt her nervous system settle into a true, deep quiet before the lights went out. Health, Solene discovered, wasn't a solitary pursuit. Elias invited her to help in the community garden. As they worked side by side with other neighbors, she realized that social connection was a vital nutrient. "Isolation is a stressor," Elias said, patting the earth around a new seedling. "Belonging to a community lowers cortisol and adds years to your life. We are social creatures. We heal better when we heal together." Solene laughed as she shared stories with the person planting tomatoes next to her. One Tuesday, Solene tripped. She ate poorly, stayed up late, and felt the old familiar heaviness return. She felt like a failure. When she saw Elias, he just laughed gently. "The path to health is a zigzag, not a straight line," he said. "One bad day doesn't ruin a good life. Don't punish yourself. Just press the reset button. Forgiveness is the most practical health tip I can give you." Solene took a breath, let go of the guilt, and chose a glass of water over a sigh. As months passed, the transformation was undeniable. Solene's skin glowed, her energy was steady, and her outlook was bright. She met Elias on the path where they first met. "You're not just surviving anymore, Solene," he observed. She realized that health wasn't a destination she would one day reach and then stop. It was a rhythmic way of living, a series of small, intentional choices made daily that honored the gift of being alive. Solene stood on her balcony as the sun rose over the city. She felt a deep sense of vitality humming in her veins. She picked up a watering can and tended to her own small pots of herbs. When a neighbor looked up from the street, appearing tired and frazzled, Solene smiled down at them. She knew it was time to pass on the rhythm of renewal. It starts with a glass of water, she thought, and the courage to begin again.